New York Jets release disappointment. Henry Anderson. Allen Robinson wants to play for the New York Jets. Is Marcus May Jamal Adams 2.0? And Robert Salah and Joe Douglas spoke to the media today. You're tuning into New York Jets News, hosted by G Jets. And let's talk some Jets news when I get back. Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But if you're like, Jude, I've never even watched your content before, I don't even know what you're all about, watch the entire thing, because I guarantee you by the end you'll make a decision that'll make me smile. Also, don't forget to smash that like button. The more likes I get, the more YouTube recommends my videos to viewers who have never even heard of New York Jets news. So why don't you go ahead and do that? With all that boring stuff out of the way, let's talk some Jets news. So last night, the New York Jets released defensive end Henry Anderson. Anderson came to the New York Jets in 2018. He was part of the blockbuster trade the Jets and the Colts did. So the Jets could trade up to pick number 3 and select quarterback Sam Darnold. And he had a decent year in 2018. He had 7 sacks, which was tied for the most on the team. And you know what Mike McCannigan does when a player has a decent season? He overpays them. And Henry Anderson signed a 3-year, $25 million deal, which is $8.4 million a season. Heavily overpaid him. And I mean, Henry Anderson just really hasn't been good for the New York Jets in signing that contract. I mean, he's had a total of 2.5 sacks. That is not good whatsoever. I mean, over the cap has a contract for him valued at around $3 million. I mean, Mike McCannigan just severely overpaid for this man, and it's a wise decision for Joe Douglas to go ahead and release him. So yesterday, Allen Robinson went on a Jets liking spree. He liked multiple tweets regarding the New York Jets. I mean, he liked tweets saying that the Bears should tag Allen Robinson and then trade him to the New York Jets, and that the New York Jets now have like $80 million in cap space and can now sign anybody they want in free agency. Allen Robinson liked tweets saying that. And yesterday, he was on the Chris Collinsworth podcast and had this to say.
Huge disparity. Jacksonville on one end, no taxes. Yep. New York on the other end, 12%, something crazy like that.
Definitely.
How much will that factor in, you know?
Well, I think also something that I personally have felt a difference of that has been exciting is playing in a little bit bigger market. You know, I think that that's something that, you know, going from Jacksonville to Chicago. You know, I remember when I signed to Chicago, when I first got off the flight and I started going around in Chicago, it's like, you know, wow, like this is a huge market. You know, they love the Bears, it's a ton of energy, you know, a sports city, you know, and I'm assuming New York is probably very similar to that, you know, when it comes to, you know, the Jets and the Giants and just, you know, being in the Big Apple, you know, and that's why I train anyway in the off season, you know, so I'm up there a lot. So I already kind of see it and feel it from a big city aspect. But, you know, that's also a part of that can kind of, you know, offset the taxes and stuff like that a little bit.
Well, the other thing.
So as you can see, Allen Robinson wants to play in a big market. New York City is the biggest sports market in the entire world. So he would love to play for the Jets or Giants. And it sounds like his preferred option is the New York Jets based on his tweet likes. And Joe Douglas and Robert Salah had a press conference today. And I'm going to recap it for you guys. So Joe Douglas is answering calls about quarterback Sam Darnold. Now, we don't know if he's interested in trading him yet. We don't know if he's going to be our quarterback in 2021 yet. But he's answering calls. This sounds like what he did with Jamal Adams back in 2019. I mean, we remember whenever teams were calling the New York Jets about Jamal Adams, and Joe Douglas was just answering the phone because it's his job. Douglas says he wants to sign May long-term, and he just disregards all Marcus May's criticism on the New York Jets. If you did not know, last night, Phil Yates tweeted out something saying the New York Jets now have like $80 million in cap space and can sign anybody they want. Well, Marcus May's agent replied to that tweet saying that the New York Jets treated their best player badly, the best player being Marcus May. So now we were like, so Marcus May and the New York Jets don't have a good relationship anymore? What's going on? And it sounded like in December he wanted to play for the Jets. What changed? I don't think really anything. I think this is an over-exaggeration for Marcus May's agent. I really think Marcus May still kind of wants to play for the New York Jets. I mean, I think most of the reason for him being unhappy is because of Adam Gase. I mean, he was not good with the players whatsoever. And I mean, now we have Robert Salah, who, you know, is real good with his players. So maybe Douglas is like, hey, I know you might not want to re-sign here long term, but let's just tag you, see how you like it here with Robert Salah, and we can just go on from there. They were asked about Deshaun Watson, and they didn't really give anyone a direct answer, but they leave the impression that they're opposed to trading mega capital for one player, which Simini says. I can see where Douglas is coming from. I mean, trading 3 first-round picks and a defensive starter for one player might be a bit much. I mean, let's say Deshaun Watson just doesn't even turn out. He keeps on getting injured, and now we just traded away a ton of picks for him, and we basically just got screwed. Maybe Joe Douglas does not want anything like that to happen, and he just wants to keep Sam Darnold or draft Zach Wilson. But it's kind of disappointing in a way because I really wanted the Jets to trade for Deshaun Watson. He's a franchise savior. This guy's a game changer. But I could see where Douglas is coming from in the fact that the player might not even pan out and you just gave up a king's ransom for him. Well, anyway, that is all the news I have for you guys today. Hopefully I convinced you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to smash that like button as hard as you can and comment down below your thoughts of today's video. I'm your host, Judith, signing off for now. See you later.